gymnasium.
Now, we got to bring in at just a second here our third and our floor reporter down on the field, on the court, I should say. Dwayne Doolittle's down there. Du, you've had a chance to see both teams warming up out there. What is your thoughts about the teams out there?
Absolutely, guys. I had a chance to talk with both coaches coming in tonight. Coach Wright, just a moment ago, saying it's business as usual for the Lions coming in. You know, they're full strength. They've played this team before, as you know, but he expects his team to come out on top. And talking with the visiting team coach, you know, there's some late injury news coming out, so they're not going to be at full strength tonight, but he's adapting the next man up philosophy, and we'll get you more on that as we get into the game.
Thank you so much, Du. We'll be checking with you all night long. It's the 15th seed, the Bellevue Bruins, taking on the top seed in the tournament, 1 seed in the Langston Lions. Langston last year, Gary, had an opportunity to host the first and second round here on campus last year. So this year, they're a little bit more relaxed about this whole thing. And again, coming into here, how much pressure is on the Lions, you feel, as they enter a tournament play tonight?
Well, I can tell you this. They have, a 30-1 record that they're trying to defend. And also, at the same time, they are in the process of, of course, coming through regular season play. They won the conference championship. They went into the conference tournament, and they won that. So they've been here before. So it's kind of one of those deals where they almost have a perfect season to defend, and it's only nice that they're here in CF Gales to defend it in at least this first round tonight.
Tonight's game is being brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union, Super Prep, and Belfour Property Restoration as we get ready for live action tonight. Lucas Gabriel and his Bruins played Langston earlier. It was a 5-point game when they played late in November, and Bellevue gave the Lions everything that they could handle in that game. What, Gary, do you remember from that first matchup?
Well, what I can say is that this Bellevue team, Bellevue University, of course, we were there. They were defending their home court against the Lions, and we took the trip up there to Nebraska. And let me tell you, they gave Langston everything and all they wanted. This team is very, very scrappy. They do the little things extremely well. And that's of course, the reason why they've made it to the national tournament, despite the fact that they've had injuries.
Now, Lucas Gabriel described his team as resilient. They've had some ups, some downs, some injuries, but they have battled. Coming through the North Star Athletic Association, they fought their way into tournament play and won. They did a tremendous job in just fighting to get here. And what a history Bellevue has. 22 appearances in the NAIA tournament. So when you talk about a team, they have expectations. They have an understanding of what it's going to take to win, and now they have to get off to a good start tonight if they're going to take down the Lions here at CF Gales tonight.
And another thing is that these teams are familiar with one another. So not only did they face each other, and of course they had game prep going into the winter tournament where Bellevue again lost to the Lions, but also they are now probably a little bit more mature, a little bit more seasoned in terms of coming out of tournament play and also conference play. And now they're facing them again. And so we know what they always say. It's tough to beat a team no more than once.
Let's pause for the national anthem. We appreciate you pausing as we recognize our great nation. I forgot to fail to mention that Bellevue has made the tournament 3 out of the last 4 years. And when I asked Lucas Gabriel, again, I mentioned this before, when he said resilient, the team just plays with relentless energy. And to be honest with you, Langston and Bellevue play a similar style.
They do. They like to get up and down the floor. Of course, they do play intense defense, rebound extremely hard. Both of these coaches, of course, they're friends. I don't know if anyone knows that or not. And that's the reason why Langston was invited to go to Nebraska and play in the tournament, during the Winter Classic. So with that, these guys know each other. There's a lot of mutual respect between Coach Gabriel and Coach Wright. And, of course, we're expecting that there's going to be a good game tonight.
Now, as we get ready and get you set, this is one of two games we're glad to bring you tonight. Later on tonight, fireworks are going to be let loose in the gymnasium as Southwestern, the Mount Builders, will be taking on Ava Marie. And, of course, they are the Gyrenes. And, of course, they're making – we got more stories to get into when it comes to that game a little bit later on tonight. But as we get set for tonight's action, when it comes to tournament play, there are ups and downs, ebbs and flows. What are some things that the team will have the following characteristics from you, Gary?
Well, of course, whoever plays the best defense, and you know how it goes. Possessions matter when it comes to the college game because you're playing two halves. You're not necessarily playing a lot of quarters like we typically see in high school or in the ladies game. And then in addition to that, it's about who can get those second chance options, those second chance opportunities to put the ball in the basket, whether it be through making free throws or whether it be through offensive rebounding and getting it done, of course, down in the paint.
Now, right now on the court, the Langston Lions are being introduced right now on the floor. And it looks like we've got coming into here Sharif Knox making the start. Or looks like that might be Jay Allen Tolliver. And since they have their warm-ups on, we might miss that a little bit here.
Yeah, but it looks like we got Jay Allen Tolliver. We got Cortez Mosley. We have Toru Dean. We have Anthony Roy. And we have, I think, Jaquavius Lennox. No, it's not Jaquavius Lennox. I'm sorry. It's
yeah, that's what I was going to say.
It's Ron Mitchell.
It's Ron Mitchell. Ron Mitchell, all right.
Ron Mitchell.
And the starters tonight for Bellevue coming out is T.J. Fritz, Christian Carter, Nigel Wilson, Liam Thompson, and Jerome Bynum. And we're ready to jump it up in center court. And the NAIA National Tournament rounds 1 and 2, hosted at the Langston Pod and the Dower Bracket, have tipped off. Action, and here we go. Ball controlled early on here by Thompson. And the Langston Lions end up with it. Toro Dean into the front court to the right wing. Back up top. Going to work the ball a little bit around the perimeter right now. Dean gets it in the hands now.
Turnover.
Turning the ball over. Going to be Bellevue ball.
Yeah, that was just a little bit out of cycle there. Jalen Tarver, he popped up to the top of the key. Toro Dean kind of moved away from the pass.
All right, going to work. Bounce pass over to the hands of Nigel Wilson. Right wing, steady dribble to the corner. Shot. It's going to be nothing but stream music as it falls there for T.J. Fritz knocking down the three.
Yeah, T.J. Fritz was deadly for Bellevue in the Winter Classic. He's one that the Lions have to keep a handle on tonight.
All right, going to work now. Steady step dribble into the lane. Oh, goes Anthony Roy. He can't get the shot to fall. Ball's going to trickle out of bounds. It will be Bruin ball.
Good rotation by the Bellevue defense. Had two defenders in Anthony Roy's face as he went to the basket on the left-hand side. Shot was a little bit long. Substitution. Jaquavius Lennox checks in for Ron Mitchell.
Lennox, outstanding young man. Do it all.
Oh,
a dog on defense coming to work right now. Toro Dean to the basket and can't get the bunny to fall. And it's going to be contact.
Yep, foul going to be called on Cortez Mosley.
Mosley's going to get called for the foul. Lions trying to get in sync right now. But Bellevue.
A great defensive play, though, by Toru Dean with the steal.
Coming out and trying to make a statement early in this game. Ball in the hands now of Bynum. Bynum hands off to Fritz.
Scores 3-0 Bellevue.
Working at the top. Nigel Wilson looking for space to operate. Fritz going to swing it over to the left wing. Trying to find some space to operate. Nothing doing there. Good defense there by the Lions. Going to work right now. Putting the ball around and trying to get the ball to Lennox. Is going to be traveling is the call, and it will be Lion basketball. 18:34 to go, or 18:32 to go before the end of the first half of this game. Bellevue up 3-0.
One of the things I always pay attention to, Maurice, is how the NBA influences the college and the high school game. That was a perfect example.
Step up, walk up three, can't get it to fall. Rebound pulled down there by Wilson. Wilson cross court over pass over to Bynum. Bynum trying to get inside the lane, and they're going to call a foul on the floor.
Yeah, going to call that on J. Allen Tovar.
So on Tovar. So Tovar getting the foul called against him. So far, that's 2 team fouls for the Lions. Got more fouls than points right now.
That foul was on the floor.
Bruins to inbound from underneath their own goal.
Substitution.
So Raiden Grobe comes into the game now. The sophomore. Ball inbounded. Ball's tapped loose, but it will remain Bruin basketball.
Okay, Torudine's coming out with a lot of intensity there for the Lions. Trying to get something going defensively.
Ball in the hands now. Trying to find some space to operate. Goes Carter. Carter hands off now to Grobe. Grobe trying to get around Tovar. Fritz covered well. 4 seconds on the shot clock. 2 seconds on the shot clock. They fire it up. And it's going to be a shot clock violation.
Great. That was good defense by the Lions. Jaquavius Lennox really did a great job of pressing the ball handler, forcing the shot clock violation.
All right. So Lions about to inbound the ball. Ball in the hands now of Anthony Roy. Back in the hands of Cortez Mosley across the timeline. 23 seconds on the shot clock. From the elbow to the corner. 3-point shot.
Shot long.
No good. Rebound pulled down there by Carter.
Yeah, Bellevue right now is getting all the defensive boards.
Into the lane. Shot. Good defense there by Tovar.
Yeah, and the rebound by Tovar.
So pushing the ball into the front court. Back over. Bounce pass inside. Mosley on the block. Turns. Shot against the backboard. No good. Rebound again by Carter.
That's 3 possessions by the Lions down the floor. Coming away with no points. 3 shots. 2 by Anthony Roy. 1 by Cortez Mosley.
Bounce pass to the left wing. Step back. Bounce pass. Into the lane. Off the glass. Shot no good. Rebound pulled down.
Toru
Dean pushing the ball into the front court. The Bruins do a great job of retreating on defense that time.
Yeah, they do. They do an excellent job of defending.
Dean turns and fires.
Nice move by Toru Dean. Wow. That was straight out of the handbook of one of the great NBA players there, almost like what Dr. J used to do.
Okay, Lions down by 1, Bellevue up. Bounce pass inside on the box. Doing work on the inside.
Tovar on the rebound. Good defense by Tovar in the low post.
So now coming across the timeline. Going to get the ball to Mosley, who gets it to Tovar. Tovar inside the lane. Shot's going to be blocked there by Wilson.
Yeah, seems like Tovar had a hard time keeping his feet under the basket there.
Pushing the arm. Grobe into the lane. High off the glass. Shot no good. Rebound by Mosley. Dean.
Man, up and back, up and back. Very little production. 3-2.
Dean.
Bellevue leads.
Gets it to Tovar, who rolls to the basket.
Nicely done.
And going to score it.
And he gets the foul.
Score it for Tovar that time. Lions back up, or Lions up for the first time tonight, 4-3.
Look at the scorer's desk. Mass substitution by Bellevue.
So Bellevue's sitting
5 on, 5 off.
A complete new platoon now.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I hadn't seen before from them.
So into the game now, we got Terrence Croft. We
6'11".
maintain Jerome Bynum. Then we also have in the game right now Lakeem Loudermilk and also Caleb Chang in the game.
You have DeMonte Brown checking in for the Langston Lions, of course, with Ron Mitchell and Sharif Knox.
Tovar at the free throw line. Front rims that shot. Rebound pulled down there. Looks like that time by Phillip. Swing it over to the left wing. Down to the corner. Trying to find a crease to operate. Nothing doing there. Ball up top now in the hands of Chang. Chang standing on the logo. Pressure being applied by Mitchell. They're going to swing it to the corner. 3-point shot from the corner, no good. Rebound.
Good rebound there for the Lions. A lot of crashing bodies under the boards there.
Mitchell pulling it down. Across the timeline now. 15-16 to go.
4-3, Lions lead.
Ball just inside the right wing. Steady step dribble into the lane. Spin move. And
that'll be a foul.
They're going to call a foul.
This game is real physical, real up and down. Not a lot of offensive production.
So Jaden Phillips getting called for the foul. That's team foul number 2.
Timeout.
We have a timeout on the floor right now. 60-second timeout. Today's game is being brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union with branches across the state. Access to hundreds of co-op shared branches and locations, extended phone service hours, and online and mobile account access. TFCU is available anytime that's convenient to you. We'll get a sideline report from Dwayne Doolittle here in just a moment. But, early on in the game, Bellevue knocked down a very big shot, a 3-point shot by T.J. Fritz. You mentioned how strong of a game he had in the last contest. He had 14 points when they played in in the Winter Classic, as you were mentioning. So then after that, we finally saw Langston exuberating what they've done all year long, attacking the glass, getting a couple of easy baskets, and now lead 4-3.
Yeah, however, when you look at it overall, their productivity in terms of their ability to convert on the offensive possessions right now is a little on the low side, Mo, I must say. One of the things that the Lions definitely need to focus in on is trying to get those paint touches, just being a little bit more in link when it comes offensively.
Let's go down to Dwayne Doolittle. Dude, what you hear?
Hey, guys, I had a chance to stick into both huddles. For Coach Lucas, he's simple. Hey, we need to attack the goal. And for Coach Wright, he's simply saying this: we dodged a bullet. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Dew. Dodged a bullet. Again, could have been a much worse situation.
Yeah.
And then it was for the Lions in that case. Driving inside, shot no good, but following it up his own shot is Anthony Roy.
Yeah, got his own offensive rebound. Nice strong move by Roy, the transfer from New Mexico.
Okay, it's a 6-0 run now by the Lions right now. It's been going for about almost 2.5 to 3 minutes now on this run. Ball on the right wing, going to swing it back up top. Working the ball around the perimeter, up top at the top of the key. Driving into the lane, and going to draw a contact in the lane.
I'm not sure who that was on.
So the foul's going to be called
DeMonte
against against DeMonte Brown.
Yeah.
Okay, Brown being called for the foul. That's team foul number 3 for the Lions. 14:20 to go before the end of the first half.
Majak checks into the game.
So Majak. That, of course, is Majak Kuth in the game. So ball outside now. Terrence Kraft going to swing it up top now in the ball hands of Caleb Chang. Chang going to work the ball around the perimeter up top to Jaden Phillips. Jaden Phillips drives into the lane, and
nice
he gets
strong move by Phillips.
Gets the shot to fall there, and ends the run by the Lions, getting the first points on the board for Bellevue in about almost 4 minutes. But the score is 6-5 right now, and the Bruins look to get back. Majak inside, up fake, shot no good. Scramble for the ball, ends up in the hands of Bynum.
Called foul on Sharif Knox.
So Knox getting called for his first personal foul.
One of the things I noticed offensively that Bellevue is doing is that they are intentional, particularly as Langston stays in the man-to-man defensive scheme. They want to pull Langston's big out so that they can try to drive to the basket without having shots challenged.
Ball up top now. Croft going to swing it over to Chang. Chang to the right wing, being covered outside there by DeMonte Brown. Ball's going to be deflected.
Stolen by Toru Dean.
Toru Dean goes to the basket and scores.
Nice conversion by Toru Dean.
8-5. Lions back up by 3.
Right now, defense creating offense for the Lions.
13:21 to go.
Look at the high pick and roll.
Lions in man-to-man defense. Trying to work the ball around into the lane. Ball at the elbow now. 9 seconds on the shot clock, and they're going to call a foul, but they're going to call looks like an offensive foul.
Yep. Loose ball. Offensive foul against Bellevue.
So it's going to get against Terrence Torrance Croft.
Real interested to see how the officials let this game, play out defensively. Both of these teams are very, very physical, Mo. Just curious to see whether or not the foul counts are going to start adding up.
One thing's for sure, you can count on the Bruins not to quit in this one.
Oh, no.
Mosley spinning into the lane.
Nice,
you get a nice scoop shot to fall.
Nice move by Cortez Mosley.
10-5 in the lane. He gets the shot to fall. Ball up top now. Working the ball around the circle. Ball in the left wing, up fake by Grobe. Ball in the corner now. Lions being very aggressive on coverage, but that's going to be a big foul there. That's foul number 5.
And it was a three-point shot, so they're going to get 3 opportunities at the charity stripe.
Foul shooting a 3, and you're putting T.J. Fritz on the free throw line.
And I don't think Coach Wright actually agrees with that foul. At the same time, he's talking to Sharif, basically saying, "Hey, you got to be more careful."
In the game back in early November, Fritz was perfect from the free throw line.
Yeah, well, he
unfortunately, I guess that's the broadcaster's jinx starting it off. So 2 more shots coming for Fritz. Fritz steady dribble. And he gets the shot to fall. Pulls them within 4 now. 1 more. Anthony Roy takes a spot right there on the block. Fritz goes 2 of 3 at the free throw line.
Yeah, not bad.
10 of 7. 12:28 to go. Across the timeline, Jaquavius Lennox. Hand off to Toro Dean. Ball on the right wing. Getting inside the lane, contact as Fritz tried to cut off.
Yeah.
DeMonte Brown didn't have the feet to get there that time.
Nah, so he just kind of guided Brown right out of bounds with his body, just a little bit too much body.
Toro Dean to inbound the ball. Gets it in the hands of Majak, who swings it back up top to the corner. Anthony Roy. Roy. Back on the wing. Roy. Inside the lane. Shot with the left hand. Shot no good.
Right out.
Rebound pulled down by T.J. Fritz. Across the timeline. Fritz on the left wing. And they're going to throw the ball away.
Turnover.
He was intending to get the ball to Nigel Wilson.
Langston's ball. Jay Allen Tover, he checks into the game for Majak Kuf.
$11:51 to go. Toro Dean coming across the timeline now. 23 seconds on the shot clock. In the lane, they're going to end up calling Anthony Roy for traveling in the lane. Lost his footing getting into the lane.
Yeah, I guess there must be a lot of sweat down there in the paint because we're seeing players lose their footing as they go to the basket pretty consistently now.
So coming across the timeline now is Christian Carter. Carter gets the hand to Grobe. Grobe tries to get a bounce pass inside, stolen by Toro Dean.
Yeah.
Dean slows down, stutter step dribble to the basket, and he finishes
move by Toro Dean
with the reverse. 12-7 right now. 11:18 to go.
Yeah, that was very much like Kyrie Irving.
Ball on the right wing. Fritz being double teamed, almost lost it. Ball back inside now to Wilson. Fritz for 3 from the left wing. Hits the front of rim, shot no good. Back tapped into Toro Dean.
Saved by Roy.
10:58 to go.
12-7, Langston.
Across the timeline. Doing the weave right there on the LU logo. Changing the offensive call, but he picked up his dribble. So swing it inside, over. Anthony Roy from the left wing decides to let it fire and drains it.
That was a very deep shot. Timeout.
So
Bellevue.
Timeout by Bellevue right now. And taking a look at the early scores coming in for the Lions as it looks right now. You're talking about production. You're starting to see the Lions fill it up. Toro Dean with 6, Tovar with 2, Mosley with 2, and Anthony Roy with 5. On the other side, only 2 players have gotten to the scoring column when it comes to Bellevue right now. T.J. Fritz, and then right now Phillips with 2. that equals out to the 7 points that they have. They got to get more involvement right now, but the Lion defense has done a good job of cutting down open opportunities, and they're making Fritz, making him the primary scorer tonight.
Well, you know, Dwayne Doolittle just said during the timeout that Langston, Coach Wright said that Langston dodged a bullet. And as we look at it now with the score being 15-7, they did dodge a bullet because that was an opportunity for Bellevue to go ahead.
Did you catch anything at that timeout?
Yeah, just snuck into the Bellevue huddle here during the timeout, a quick timeout taken by the coach. He's not happy with the execution that his team has. Said if it's not there, don't look for it. Get the ball to the rim, as you saw in this last play.
Okay, Lucas Gabriel, the head coach, of course, from Bellevue, is really, so he's seeing the same thing we're seeing, so that's great that at least that we're on point on identifying with the coach's concern.
That's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Kind of call it from up here.
Yeah.
And not have to be in the huddle. So the call, there was a foul on the floor by Anthony Roy. And, of course, Bellevue wanted a goaltending call, but they got the call on the floor instead.
Yeah, so tonight we're using 3 instant replay cameras, and this is an instant replay opportunity here for the go back and look, see if that's a basket interference call or not.
So an instant replay is what we've got going on right here, right now. So, it's one of the things that I just want to point out right now as we're looking at instant replay, and that's great that that's here now. This is our second opportunity to be here for this, Gary, see instant replay being employed at this level of basketball. Sometimes you and I wish we could see that in football.
Right. No, you're definitely right. And, of course, this is just an attempt to make sure that they get it right out on the floor. Of course, you know how it goes at this stage of the season. You lose, you go home. So we got to make sure that we provide as fair balance of a game as possible to ensure that, even though someone is a visiting team, again, that other than the home crowd, that the game is played fairly.
Tonight's game, of course, is being brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union, Super Prep, and Belfour Property Restoration. Now, early in the game, we saw, Bellevue knocked down. They took the lead, and ever since Langston went off on that 6-0 run, right there about the 16 to 15-minute mark of the first half, they've been in control of that. How does Bellevue find their way? How do they get an easy basket here?
Well, I don't necessarily know if there's such thing as an easy basket, but what you can do is take high percentage baskets, right? And that starts with things such as what Coach Gabriel said. We got to get into the paint. Paint touches typically translate into higher percentage shots. And also paint touches lends itself to things such as fouls that'll put you on the free throw line, which gives you a second chance. That's what Bellevue needs to do. They need to figure out a way to attack the paint one way or the other.
Doolittle, what's the ruling on the floor?
So I believe we're going to go with no basket interference, 2 shots here, as had a bird's eye view of the process and how it worked out. All 3 officials came over, looked at it. It was very close, but it looked like the ball was still on this upward flight to me.
All right, so going to work right now at the free throw line, shooting the ball will be Jerome Bynum. Bynum spins it, and he knocks down the first free throw.
And that's exactly what Bellevue needs. They're down 15-8, 10:25 left in the half. And so what they want to do is stop that clock, and they want to make sure that they get the opportunity to make free throws and also draw as many fouls as possible.
And the second shot is down, 2 for 2 at the free throw line. So when it comes to getting into the scoring column now, Bynum now equally has 2 in the game. Across the timeline goes Cortez Mosley, being picked up by Bynum. Handoff now to Anthony Roy.
Bellevue's dropped back into a 2-3 defensive zone here.
Trying to keep the Lions out of the lane. Yep. Anthony Roy is going to throw it inside on the box. And getting into the lane and score the basket there for Cortez Mosley, putting in work on the block.
Yeah, that was very nicely executed, being able to get the ball down into the low post to Mosley. And, of course, he's so athletic. He goes up, he fakes, gets the defender up in the air, draws the foul.
So coming out with DeMonte Brown, and then returning to the game now comes Toro Dean.
Yeah, I was kind of interested in seeing that Toro Dean wasn't on the floor. We saw Ron Mitchell in the game, along with Cortez bringing the ball up the court. Mosley so versatile for the Lions.
Mosley knocks down the shot, 18-9, Lions up by 9. Currently, Bellevue shooting 22% on field goals based upon the percentage of shots that you mentioned earlier, Gary. Langston on the other side, 8 of 16, 50%. Working the ball inside to the elbow. Lions going to double team. They're going to swing it back out to the left wing. Driving inside the lane. Up fake, back up top. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Bynum into the lane, pulls up. One-handed push shot, no good. Rebound by Cortez Mosley.
Hey, that wasn't a bad look by Bellevue. They just need to knock that down. The shot was actually taken from the elbow. It can't get no better than that.
Okay, Anthony Roy hands off to Toro Dean. Lions reset their offense. To the right wing, inside. Elbow jump shot. No good, but Cortez Mosley follows his own shot and knocks it in.
Wow, great play. Very athletic by Mosley with the left hand.
Lions push the lead now officially to 11. Dribbling up top, Caleb Chang going to swing it over to Jerome Bynum. Bynum looking for space to operate. Bynum's going to swing it to the left wing. Nothing doing there. Lions smothering. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Swing it outside, up fake, into the lane. Shot, no good. Rebound
Lions.
Rebound is pulled down by Ron Mitchell.
Officials timeout. Look like Jalen Tover is injured. Rajak Proof checking into the game.
So Tovar is going to come out of the game.
Hey, guys, if you're noticing, Coach Gabriel is going to substitution patterns, 5 in, 5 out, more often than he's wanted to, but he's trying to get the production that his team needs at this time to keep him getting blown out.
So trying to keep the momentum and keep changing things just to keep the Lions off base. You got to throw everything you can at a team that you know right now you're in a dangerous spot when you're down 11 points right now.
And, you know, that sort of approach, and I don't know if you agree with this or not, Doolittle, but 5 on, 5 off is typically what you try to do to spark some offensive production, but also maintain some defensive intensity.
Oh, no doubt, absolutely. Keeps his legs fresh as they go forward here. It's going to be a long battle. But guys, this is eerily reminiscent of the Sooner Athletic Conference Championship game where Langston struggled early on.
So struggled early on, but they began to pull away later on in the game. But again, that was a tough game. But this is tournament, so you have to learn how to grind through these games like that.
Long seasons, and then now you're in the post play.
All right, ball in the hands now of Anthony Roy. Roy into the lane. And is going to draw a contact. Is going to be fouled that time by Nigel Wilson. 8:11 or 8:09 to go, I should say. But Anthony Roy to the line shooting 2.
Yeah, I was just sitting there watching that play as Roy went down the lane there and went up against Nigel Wilson. Bodies are just clashing underneath the goal down there. What are you hearing, Du?
Well, looking on the Langston side of it, you know, the foul count 6-6, evenly officiated, 2 different types of styles as Langston has the perimeter game working now, and Bellevue's looking to pack the ball into the rim.
They will constantly switch over on that as well, as Anthony Roy knocks down free throw number 1. 5 points now so far in the first half for Anthony Roy. See if he can make it 6 and tie for a team high with Toro Dean. And he does. And as far as it goes, another plus in that column for the Lions. The Lions are now, I think they are 3 of 4 from the free throw line overall in the first half of this one.
22-9, Lions lead.
Okay, ball in the hands now of Carter. So now going to work now, ball up top. Swinging it around. Carter now has it, ball on the left wing, shot. On the back rim, shot no good.
Rebound Dean.
Rebound by Dean.
Guys, you're noticing that Bellevue is getting deep into the shot clock and having to take some long-distance shots instead of working early to get into the interior of the defense.
Yeah.
So Anthony Roy up top on the right wing. Going to fire it from deep again.
Oh, my goodness.
That was sweet string music.
Yeah, it was.
The net didn't even move.
Barely moved.
So now going to work, bounce pass in. Working the ball to the right wing, Carter. Bounce pass. Swing across court. Grove with the shot. Rebound pulled down by Dean.
Defensively, Langston is really sharp right now. I'm watching ball rotation. I'm watching them switch off against, their players, and they're just really crisp right now.
Ball on the right wing, backing it up. Inside. Ball's going to be knocked loose, but Majok ends up maintaining it. Now Mitchell has it.
Nice move by Ron Mitchell. Did you see that?
Mitchell into the lane. And Ron Mitchell kind of sometimes get overlooked in the offense, but he is equally as gifted as a talented player as anyone on this Langston roster.
Don't forget, he's another one of those Division I transfers that came to Langston from Sam Houston State.
Ball on the left wing. Trying to find space to operate, hand off to TJ Fritz. Fritz pressured at the top. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Fritz fires. Shot no good, pulled down by Anthony Roy.
That was just simply good defense by the Lions. A lot of ball pressure. They contested the shot. Right now, Bellevue's struggling to make a basket.
So doing work, driving inside the lane. Shot off the glass, shot no good.
Anthony Roy draws the foul. Every time he gets into the paint, Bellevue does a good job of rotating and challenging him with two defenders. And however, that increases the odds of Roy being fouled.
Yes, Roy is gifted. He has great athleticism, can hang in the air.
Yes, he can.
And can finish. And that's one of the things he can do, finish, from the outside. He can finish inside the lane. That puts them in the bonus now. So 27-9 is the score, 5:55 to go.
And another thing with Roy is of course, being a consensus All-American, he goes left. He's left-handed. He goes left a lot, which forces most right-handed defenders to rotate to their right, which is not very natural. Most of the time when you're playing against right-handed players, you defend and you're more accustomed going to your left. So, again, that's just another thing that we see happening.
All right, driving inside the lane goes Jerome Bynum. He draws contact in the lane, is going to be fouled.
Yeah, Majok Koof, he kind of got beat off the dribble, and he tried to recover, but as he went up, he got some of the body.
So Bynum going to the free throw line. So far, Bynum only has, I think he has 2 points so far, but he's got to find a way to get the Bruins back in the game.
And for the Lions, number 21, Paul Turner, 6'5" forward from Chicago, checks into the game.
So the first shot is no good by Bynum. He gets one more. Bynum's spinning it. And the second one is no good.
Koof on the rebound.
So he went 0 for 2 at the free throw line. That's got to hurt right about now.
Yeah, it does. Those are the gimmies. Well, they're not gimmies, but those are the shots that you have to make.
There's a line that I've constantly used in broadcasting. Free throws are only free if you make them. If not, they cost you. And in a game, when you're down 20 points, you've got to find a way to get those. Now, going to call a jump ball or a timeout's going to be called. So timeout's going to be called by the Bruins in that situation. 5:23 to go, and they haven't found a way to stop the bleeding right now.
Right.
The Lions have been able. The Lions have continued to pour it on, and their Lions are getting it from so many different ways right now that if Bellevue is struggling just to get a basket right now.
Right. Coach Wright will play 12 to 13 players tonight, and all of them, of course, are guys who can play. Many of them being Division I transfers that he's recruited here to Langston University. And all of these guys can play, and they all want their minutes. And when they get on the floor, they bring maximum effort. So, again, just like Bellevue has their rotation, Langston has theirs. The question is, as both teams get deeper into the game, how's it going to play out?
Tonight's game is being presented by Tinker Federal Credit Union, Super Prep, and Belfour Property Restoration. Tinker Federal Credit Union's Click Checking is online, easy, and makes money work for you. Simply use Tinker Federal Credit Union's online services to earn a higher rate on your checking account balance. So let's check in again with our floor reporter, Mr. Dwayne Doolittle. What you got on the timeouts?
Hey, guys, Coach Gabriel just looked at his players and said, guys, we got to turn it up. We got to turn up the intensity here. They're beating us offensively. They're beating us defensively. One thing to note, that's his third call timeout.
Yeah, you're going to have to watch that at his case right now. So going to work right now. Ball in the hands now, Jerome Bynum. Bynum swings it back up top. Ball in the hand now, Phillips. Down low, ball's going to get deflected inside, and Nigel's
Paul
shot
Turner blocks the
is
shot.
no good there as Nigel Wilson tried to get it into the lane. But going back, driving into the lane strong goes Makeem Loudermilk, and he is going to get fouled and go to the free throw line.
Yeah, he was fouled by Majak Koof as he was going through the lane there. And just one of those situations where Majak made a great play initially and then got caught out of position. And now Bellevue has an opportunity for a three-point play here.
All right, so at the free throw line, knocks down free throw number 1.
Okay. So I thought they made the basket.
No, not that time. 5:03 to go.
My eyes deceive me. Rims out.
Misses, goes 1 of 2. So finally, the lead remains now at 19. Working the ball inside to Cortez Mosley. His shot is no good.
Up.
And then on the rebound, they're going to catch. It looks like they're going to catch Majak. Yeah, Majak Kuth over the back that time. So on the other end, it will put, since they are in the 1-and-1 situation, they'll go to the free throw line with an opportunity to shoot on the bonus. So, Gary, overall, these are the opportunities. If you're Coach Gabriel, this is the team. This is the opportunity you want your team to go. Score the ball while the clock's not moving. Give yourself a chance to get back in the game.
Yeah, this is where they have to have a grind mentality. You know, Bellevue, the Bruins, they have to have a grind mentality, which means that they have to even be willing to make the game ugly, Mo, in order to get back in it. And it starts right there at the free throw line as
Nigel
Wilson knocks down 2.
Yeah, and again, he's been your big, knocked down the best free throws of the night. He's the only one to go 2 of 2. So into the lane now goes Cortez, who hits them with the Euro step, does work and drops the biscuit in the basket, 31-12.
Yeah, and of course Wilson draws the foul.
So that's team foul number 9, I do believe, against Bellevue. Or team foul number 8, let me correct myself. So Cortez shooting one. And he knocks it down. So 32-12 is the score right now.
Jaquavius Lennox checks into the game from a Majak Koof.
Had a chance to talk to Jaquavius yesterday, and he had said that the team really was hungry to get back at this opportunity. Back rim shot no good there by Bynum. Rebound pulled down
by DeMonte Brown.
By Brown. And what he was basically saying in the course of in the interview, Gary, was that he felt that the team was eager to, they've thought about this all season long, but now they could finally pay attention to it. You know, Langston,
nice, strong move by
Langston
DeMonte
undefeated
Brown.
In 2 consecutive years. You're talking about 31-0 at home.
Right.
And it's just been an amazing run for the Lions. 34-12 is the score now. 3:54 to go on the clock. Up fake.
Langston's defense
still swing it back around.
His deal has not relaxed one bit.
So trying to get the ball, 7 seconds on the clock, swinging it back up top. And the hands now of Chang, and he fires a 3 as time expires. There will be a shot clock violation.
Yeah, the ball, he got the ball off, but it didn't draw rim. So violation, turnover.
3:34 to go now. Bounce pass all the way up. Cortez Mosley has it.
A little dangerous pass there.
Mosley. Steady dribble. 19 seconds on the play clock. Bounce pass over. Anthony Roy. And for the Lions, he's got a double digits in the first half. And they're going to say a block.
Yeah.
Nice block there by Nigel. And into the lane. And there were several Lions drawing contact there. Cortez Mosley had his hand there, and also looked like DeMonte Brown could have also.
Yeah, they actually called it against Anthony Roy.
They're going to call it against Anthony. Well, there was a host of lines he could have called it on.
I know. There was like 2 guys on the ground, right? And so they're like, I wonder who they're going to call it on. I'm looking on the ground, and they call it on Anthony Roy.
So both teams with 9 team fouls. Double bonus coming on the next foul for either team. Lions up by 22. Toro Dean gets it over to Anthony Roy. Left wing over to Brown. Dean against remaining in the zone defense. Dean decides to break it down.
Drops a dime to Sharif Knox. Wow.
Sharif Knox scores an easy basket there. 36-12, Lions up by 24.
Yeah, Toro Dean is really having a great half for the Lions.
Ball to the left wing. Sharif Knox covering. Bynum.
I was about to say Bellevue has the matchup that they want in the low post.
He's going to swing it. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Jerome Bynum into the lane. He's going to dump it to the outside. Shot no good. Rebound pulled down by Anthony Roy.
Yeah,
shot by Chang, no good.
I tell you, Langston's defense is really forcing the Bellevue Bruins to go deep into the shot clock.
Into the shot clock.
They're taking longer out of rhythm shots.
And and then doing a great job on rebounding. Anthony Roy chooses to set and fire again. And Anthony Roy knocks down. So Roy knocks down a three-point shot. Roy with 15 first half points.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Bynum inside the lane, going to get around Sharif Knox and draw contact against him. And they should go to the free throw line shooting 2 this time.
Yeah.
The officials for tonight's game, Todd Parker. The umpire is Robert Burris. Also, Jason Klontz is the official, and the backup will be Scott Battie in tonight's game. 1:39 to go.
Hey, Mo, you mentioned the officials just a second ago. The alternate official sits at the table unless something happens to someone on the floor. He gets a game check, the same amount of these guys who are out here ripping and running and sweating.
So what you're saying is sometimes it's good to sit down? Is that what you're saying, dude?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Or are you thinking that you might want to be one of those alternates one day?
I think I'm going to sign up for an alternate.
The college game, I'm sure it pays pretty well.
1:39 left to go before the end of the first half. Bynum at the free throw line. Soft touch, but he can't get the shot to fall. Anthony Roy with the rebound. Roy being pressured by Bynum. Across the court. Swings it to the left wing. Ball up top. And then letting a shot fall.
Short.
Ronald Mitchell doesn't get it to fall that time. Rebound pulled down by Dang Jai. So, what did we get the foul?
Yeah, it looked like it might have been a loose ball foul.
Shot clock didn't start.
Okay, the shot clock didn't start. Okay. So back going to work right now. Ball in the hands of Grobe, who swings it. Grobe looks at the three, gets it inside to Jai. Then TJ Fritz for 3 from the left wing. Shot no good. Rebound by Ronald Mitchell. Under a minute to go in the first half. Across the timeline. Ball up top. So now trying to work it. Inside the lane. To the corner. Shot. No good by Mitchell. Rebound by Grove. Pressing the ball up the court now. It's Christian Carter. Carter swings it to Fritz. Fritz up fakes into the lane and draw context against Tovar. And in situations like that, it's 39-12, 32 seconds to go. Tovar, all you get to do is put your hands up. He's not going to. TJ Fritz is not going to try and test you there.
Well, that was also too a situation where as Fritz was coming through the lane, he stepped on someone's foot and stumbled, and then there was some collision there. So it was a close call.
Yeah, Gary, to your point, I was standing right down here. Did see him step on the foot. There was a bump as he was going across there before the shot came up, before he stepped on his foot.
Okay.
So Fritz at the free throw line knocks down his 6th point in the first half. 39-13 is the score. Lions up by 26 right now. Make that 25 as Fritz knocks down and goes 2 of 2 at the line. And a timeout's going to be called by Ronald Mitchell. So as the Lions are on the floor here, with 14 seconds to go, you still have basically with 28.6 seconds or 28 seconds on a clock, you've got to understand that, okay, it's 20 seconds on the shot clock, so you can hold it for one here. But in a situation like this, if you're Langston, you didn't come out playing your best game, but then you picked up the pace and never have looked back since that time. So now it's still about executing if you're Chris Wright all the way into halftime. And if you're on Bellevue's side, you've got to be saying to yourself, let's get a stop, let's get some points, get a shot up, get it to fall down, and let's feel some kind of good going into halftime.
No, you're right, Mo. I mean, they need to go into the half on an up note, and that's going to come from being able to try to get a stop because Langston has possession of the ball. And if you can force Langston to take an ill-advised shot here, then, of course, and you get an opportunity to score before the half, at least that gives you a little momentum.
All right, going to work right now, standing right on the logo, being pressured. Carter pressuring. And they're saying that basically have not started the 5-second count yet. 11 seconds on the clock, 9 seconds on the shot clock. Into the lane, and scoring the ball goes Toro Dean.
Yep.
Toro Dean now will have 8 first-half points. As Grove shoots it, as time expires at the end of the first half, it's 41-14. The Lions in charge. Time to take a break, and we'll come back as we are at halftime. Coming up next, let's go down and get down to get Doolittle, who's on the floor with Chris Wright.
Hey, Coach Wright, great half. Your team started a little slow, found themselves in some rhythm. What did you like about the first half? What do you take away?
I think a little is a huge understatement. I thought that's about as 5 minutes of bad basketball as we played all year to start the game. I think some of it's nerves, right? I mean, it's first national tournament game. I know our guys want to do well, and so I thought we settled in, and when we, stuck to our principles and our game plan, I thought our guys were really good.
So any adjustments you make in the second half, or what are you looking for going forward?
I'd like us to execute a little better offensively. Just defensively, keeping our energy up, playing without fouling, I think are all going to be things that are really big this half.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Hey, back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Doolittle, for being that halftime interview. I'm moving too fast. But, what did you think of Chris Wright's comments there as we went to break?
Well, to know Chris Wright the way I know Chris Wright, he sets an extremely high bar, and he was right. I mean, the team started off slow, but it wasn't just from a lack of trying. I mean, both teams were kind of up and down. Both teams played a very, very high level of defense. So while he was very critical of the first 5 minutes, what I saw were two teams trying to establish defensive dominance right away. But then once Langston got going and got into a rhythm and was able to identify what they wanted to do and started playing within, their identity, I did notice that defensively they've kept Bellevue out of their identity.
Yes.
And that's the struggle, and that's the clear separation as we look at a score right now, 41-14.
We're going to take a brief timeout. We'll come back, and we'll also break down the first half scoring and statistics. Then we'll come back and also talk to you. You'll hear from Coach Lucas Gabriel coming out of halftime, and we'll get our thoughts as we get ready to see what the second half of this game will turn into. Right now, it is 41-14. Langston up big. We'll be right back. You're listening to the first round of the NAIA National Tournament, the Duer Bracket and the Langston Pod. We'll be right back.
We heal.
We produce.
We discover. We nurture.
We show out.
We excel.
We restore.
Nosotros restauramos.
We educate.
We win.
And we are back. Welcome to the Tinker Federal Credit Union halftime report. And there is an old person we know right there walking in front of the happened to be Langston's former president.
Yeah, good friend of mine, Dr. Kent Smith.
Dr. Kent Smith is in the house this evening. Taking a look at the first half statistics overall, Gary, right now, looking at the numbers, the overall percentage for the team shooting is really what really stands out to me more than anything else. When you start talking about Bellevue overall, total field goals, 2 for 20.
Yeah.
I mean, that is a tough number to overcome no matter which way you do it and you cut it. Then three-pointers, 1 of 12, 83, 83, not 83%, 8%. Let me make sure I get my decimals right. Then, of course, free throws, that's where you've gotten most of all your points from. You're talking about 9 of 15 from the free throw line, 60%. Nothing has gone right so far for the Bruins, and that's got to be something, of course, that Doolittle will talk. And we've got him on the sideline right now. Let's go down to the sideline. Doolittle, who you got?
Hey, guys, I'm here with Coach Lucas Gabriel. Hey, Coach, you find yourself down by a big deficit here. What did you tell your team at halftime?
I told them we're not going to get it all back at once, just one possession at a time. Don't look at the scoreboard. Focus on what we got to do, and let's play good. We're not playing good basketball. We're not playing tough basketball. We're not playing good basketball. Let's get back to having good possessions, one at a time. Let's have a good offensive possession. Let's have a good defensive possession. Don't look at the score, and let's just play good basketball, and when we look up after 20 minutes is over from now, we'll see where we're at. That's all we can do at this point.
Hey, that says a mouthful. Good luck to you in the second half, Coach. Hey, so, guys, we talked earlier about, and you mentioned in the broadcast, that we're at the Duer Quadrant. And this quadrant was named after A.O. Duer, who was the former secretary and was started at that position in 1949. And he led the NAIB back then for 46 years. Back to you.
46 years. That's a whole lot. And when you start talking about 40s, Gary, looking at the overall number that we saw in the first half of this game is just tough. Now, Langston, if you're Chris Wright, the score is 0-0 right now.
Right.
And so now the object is to really find out if you can come out and reset your identity and re-execute, because you want to finish this game with the idea of what you will be in game number 2. Now, this game's not over, but if you don't come out and execute, you're going to put yourself in a much worse situation.
Well, you have to remember that your attitude and how you play and your energy and execution carries you from game to game, week to week. And so Langston, if they win tonight, will play the winner of tonight's game tomorrow. So that's one thing to consider. The other thing is that you want to maintain a level of sharpness and competitiveness in postseason play. You have to be at your best every single game out. If not, you're going home.
Right. So again, that's the nature of the beast now. It's win or go home. It's execute or be executed.
That's right.
I mean, it's simple math in terms of executing on that side. So with that being said, the first 5 minutes of when you're down like this, when you're down double digits,
right,
when you're down a big lead, is like Coach Gabriel said, this is a tree, you got to chop it down. Just swing by swing.
Yep.
So you want to rebound,
yes,
get out on the floor and run and get easy baskets and try to get the Lions in foul trouble as quickly as possible, because then you can score with the clock stop moving, which means with the last 5 minutes, 7 minutes of the game, you have a chance to come back and swipe this thing.
And also at the same time, you got to manage that clock, right? So every single time that you're at the free throw line, that clock's not running. So you have to get to that free throw line as much as possible, and you have to reverse the first half statistic. 55% Langston shot from the field.
Yeah.
Bellevue, 10%.
Right.
10%. You that's not winning basketball. Coach Gabriel is correct. Now, does that mean that this game is over? Not by a long shot. What Bellevue has to do is figure out a way to turn the tables on Langston and grind their way back into this game.
And the one thing that he said is that we're not going to get it all back in one possession.
No,
but he also said this isn't the resilient team. This is not the team that we have been all year.
Right.
We've come here and basically in every three major level of the game, when you talk about field goal, 3-point percentage, even in rebounding, it's just all been Langston on that case. Langston is +8 in rebound, 21 to 13 overall. So now going to work as we're ready to start the second half of this game. Back to work. Bounce pass over to the right wing. Ball.
Anthony Roy got called.
Got called for the foul there.
Yeah, just kind of came in late.
So they're going to get the ball in. Back in the hand now. Steady dribbling across the top. There goes Bynum. Inside with the hook shot. Shot's going to be blocked by Kuth.
Yeah, Kuth did a great job of kind of swiping that ball from the side there. Turnover.
All right, going to work right now. Ball to the right wing. Mitchell swings it out to Kuth. Kuth over to Anthony Roy. Zone defense being employed here by the Bruins.
Sure.
Side rim shot, no good. Rebound by Ronald Mitchell, who gets it back up top. Roy backs it up, resets the offense. Right wing jump shot for three, and Anthony Roy is just rolling right now. He's got 18 points in the game.
There's a reason why he's an All-American, Mo. And, of course, Torudin.
Going to the right wing, ball to the corner. Three-point shot from the corner shot, no good. Rebound,
Anthony Roy.
Anthony Roy picks it up.
Foul. Wow. Serious foul. As Torudin gets up off the floor slowly.
So going to work right now. Substitutions coming into the game. Ball back in the hand now of Mitchell. Mitchell behind the back, dribble to the basket. He goes and drops it in. Strong move. 46-14 is the score.
Wow. Very athletic play by Ron Mitchell.
Lions up by 32 points. Just minutes into the beginning of the second half of this game. Tonight's game being brought to you by Tinker Federal Credit Union, Super Prep, and Belfour Property Restoration. Ball from the right wing up top. Trying to find space to operate. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Bounce pass inside. Get it out to Nigel. Nigel against the glass shot. Can't.
Rebound, Torudin.
Shot won't fall, and Torudin pulls it down.
That entire possession, it just seems like Bellevue was out of system.
Out of sync. They're not comfortable in getting it. And again, even shots that they normally would make, they're just having difficulty getting them to fall. As Cortez Mosley gets in the lane and gets a foul, both teams now will be one. Bellevue will have two teams fouls. The Lions will have one. 46 to go before the end of the game.
At the scores table, again, 5 players set to check in for Bellevue.
Yeah, guys, I'm sitting down here behind the Bellevue bench, and Coach Gabriel just told his guys, you got to play. You got to play, all 5 of you. Let's go.
Wow. So in other words, trying to find a group that will compete.
That's right.
That's basically what you're saying, dude. Looking for a team that will compete. Mosley at the free throw line now. Mosley, the only other line with double-digit scoring tonight so far. He now has 11 on the night.
Anytime you get Anthony Roy, Cortez Mosley, and Torudin in double digits, or even DeMonte Brown, Lions are pretty tough to beat.
Going to try to get the ball inside to Nigel Wilson. Shot no good. It's out of bounds, and it will be Lion ball.
Yeah, Wilson tipped the ball away as he was trying to possess it. Again, the Lions so quick with help defense, the way they rotate defensively.
Working the ball around. Up top, Torudin. Winner of this contest will advance to the second round and play tomorrow night at 6, right here at CF Gales. Ball on the left wing inside. Driving inside the lane. Turnover by Kuth. Grove ends up with it.
Legs.
The ball, trying to get the ball in the hands. It's going to be contact as McKean Loudermill was driving inside. So it's going to be team foul number 2 against the Lions. So Bruins are going to make a substitution. Is Jerome Bynum. Bynum checks back into the game. And now Caleb Chang is going to throw it in. Bynum has it. Right wing. going to swing it over to Loudermill. Chang has it. Chang looking for space to operate. Chang has the ball stolen.
Cortez
Mosley driving into the lane is going to draw a contact. Foul's going to be on Loudermill.
Foul was called on the floor.
So team foul number 3. And the one thing, if you're the Bruins, you don't want to lead in fouls in the second half of this game.
No, you do not. I mean, putting Langston on the charity stripe is not a good thing. And also, if you look at the percentages there, I mean, Langston's shooting free throws pretty well tonight.
So now, trying to get things to operate right now.
Yep, it was a.
Okay, the Lions are going to inbound the ball.
Yeah.
So now
Mosley checks out.
So Mosley checks out. DeMonte Brown's going to throw it in, and he does. Gets it in to Tovar. And then finishing with the left hand.
Long move.
And he says, too small.
Wow. The guy's 6'11", DeMonte.
49-14. Bounce pass over. Ball nearly knocked loose by Tovar. Going to swing it up to TJ Fritz. Fritz has the ball
stolen,
taken from him.
DeMonte Brown comes
DeMonte Brown ends up with it. That's right. Cross court over. Driving into the lane. Scoop shot at the basket by Dean. No good. Rebound by Brown. And Brown wants to throw it off the leg of Christian Carter.
What was the call?
So they're going to call a foul on Carter, I guess, pushing him while he was in the air.
Okay. Yeah, it's a push foul, number 11. A double bump there, causing him to go out of bounds. Back to the Bruins.
So 49-14. Tovar gets the rebound or inbound pass, and then
travel
going to get called for steps.
Yeah, you know, it's kind of hard for a big man to get away with those little. I guess
you said steps. Little. You said little.
Little jab steps they try to make it just, you know, the feet are just too big.
Hey, those two terms don't go together, little and big.
Yeah.
He's 6'9".
There was nothing little about that movement at all.
16:10 to go across the timeline. Bynum, Lions stepping out, still playing very strong and aggressive defense and attacking the passing lane. And Bynum talking, and right now the Bruins just seem completely out of sync as Deng Jai threw it to the outside, but Bynum wasn't quite ready for it, saying the ball should have gone down low, the way the ball was supposed to be rotated in the offensive set. Anthony Roy across the timeline. Roy on the left wing.
Uh-oh, looks like an ISO deal there. Oh.
Going to work, ball in the hands of Tovar. Tovar gets it over to Cortez Mosley. Ball in the hands now.
Up.
Shot.
Bingo.
From deep. A three-point shot by Lennox.
Jaquavius Lennox.
The senior from Hugo, Oklahoma, knocks it down.
Yep, Jaquavius Lennox came in as one of the top JUCO players in the country.
And one of the interesting things was he wasn't getting a lot of minutes last year in this team, in this rotation.
Right.
And Chris Wright had said that this young man, all he did the offseason was go against the doubters, go against those, and just challenged and made every attempt to get better.
Yep.
And now he is a strong rotational player.
Yeah,
sometimes he starts, and he's one of those players that you can count on him to play strong defense. Ball in the hands now. Inside, a little give-and-go action. Ball's going to get knocked out of the hands of Tovar, who couldn't pull down the rebound. He's a little frustrated.
Yeah, Brown missed the finger roll on the fast break, but we were talking about Jaquavius Lennox. Yes, he was actually a strong starter for the Lions, and then he suffered an injury that sidelined him for several weeks. And now, of course, how things are here at Langston, it's very, very competitive. You can't just miss and walk back into the starting lineup. Too many guys are out there vying for minutes.
Going to work, bounce pass over. Bynum swings it, it's going to be stolen this time. And going to the lane and throws it down. Cortez Mosley.
Guys, surely the momentum is going Langston's way now as the Bellevue Bruins have not scored in this half.
They're down by 40 points.
14:30 to go. Bellevue's going to swing it up top. Elbow free throw and working inside, and it looks like they're going to count the basket that time. Nice job by getting there was Makeem Loudermill, who up-faked right there at the free throw line and then worked himself into position, found an open crease and put the basket, and scored the basket.
Sharif Knox looks like he disagrees. He's like, I'm sitting here with both hands straight up. I didn't bring him down.
Okay, can you tell me one call that Sharif has agreed with this season? I didn't think so.
He said the devil made me do it.
So it's a media timeout right now. Tinker Federal Credit Union gives back more than $100,000 every year as part of the TFCU Great Member Give Back Program. Simply use TFCU's accounts and services for a chance to earn more. Tonight's game is also brought by Super Prep. Super Prep, tracking some of the best high school players in the city, state, and nation. College athletes, too. Shout out Miles Perry.
That's right.
You can find him on Super Prep OK on all social media platforms. The latest news, the commitments, the decommitments,
the
count on him.
transfers.
The transfers, count on him.
Portal news.
Yes. I don't know. Can anybody cover the portal?
He does a pretty good job of it.
Does a great job at it. I mean, I don't know. I mean, do you just stand by and wait for the thing to light up and then you just run through?
Well, all you do is you just wait to hear where people are going. That's how it happens. It starts with a decommitment.
You're saying with a decommitment you might be looking for the portal?
Oh, it's a guarantee.
Okay, well, that's not all the way profound. Let's take a sideline. Let's take a look, listen to Doolittle, who's down there. What's the word from the floor, my friend?
So I've had a chance to peek into both huddles. Coach Gabriel has given his team play. They're going to pass and cut each time down. He said the only play we're going to run is a pass and cut. Move, set legal screens. On the defensive side, Coach Wright just says, hey, guys, keep doing what we're doing. We're going to be okay. Back to you.
All right, so back at the free throw line right now is Loudermill. Steady dribble. And he knocks down the free throw. So 54-17. Coming up the timeline now, bringing the ball across half court now, Gary, is Anthony Roy.
Yeah, that's something different. Toru Dean's on the floor, but Roy's handling the ball.
So now Anthony Roy, step back three. Can't get that one to fall. But Cortez Mosley tries to fly in and get it, and he's going to draw contact. He's going to go back to the free throw line.
Has such leaping ability, Cortez. He's so versatile as a player. He plays positions 4, 3, and 2, and on occasions can run the point as well.
So Cortez with 13, make that 14 points in the game. Anthony Roy waiting on a 20-piece right now. He's got 18 points. He'll get that. Mosley with 13. And Bellevue, from their side, Fritz is the closest player to double-digit scoring in this game as Cortez Mosley knocks it down. Fritz has 7. And you're talking about one player with 4 points for Bellevue, and that's Loudermill, and 3 other players with 2 points each. Difficult scoring night for the Bruins. Coming across to the right wing, throwing it up top to Grobe. Grobe works it inside the lane, tries to throw a pass to the inside. It's going to be stolen by Brown. Pulling up.
Lennox
for 3.
Out.
Shot no good.
Wow,
Grobe
Anthony
picks
Roy
it up
on the floor.
Roy gets up. Lennox covering, and the ball's nearly stolen by Toro Dean. And you got to ask your players, whenever the player goes backside and your back is to the second defender who's trying to catch you slipping, you need somebody to yell out ball, something trying to help you out.
Or Wolf or whatever,
Right, because if it was in more open floor, Toro Dean would have clean steal there.
Oh, most definitely, but he steps out of bounds and, of course, runs into the wall. That's what made me go, I hate to see players hit that brick.
Going to work now inside. Nigel Wilson's pass is nearly stolen, and it is going to be stolen by Majak Kuth. Cortez Mosley into the front court. Bounce pass inside to Kuth. Kuth couldn't handle it, but the Lions happened to maintain possession of the ball. 19 seconds on the shot clock, so plenty of time for Ronald Mitchell, who's standing on the logo. Mitchell drives inside, throws it outside to Lennox. Back over to Dean. Lions reset. 9 seconds on the clock. Dean from the elbow, step back, and then fires a deep three-point shot. Shot no good
on the follow.
But Kuth gets the rebound, can't get it to fall. Rebound finally pulled down that time by Phillips.
Langston had plenty of possessions.
Nigel Wilson gets it over to Phillips. Lennox covering. Chang.
They have the mismatch under the basket.
So they do. They finally recognize it and go into work in the lane.
Mitchell
and
fouls.
Ronald Wilson is going to foul Nigel Wilson, who will go to the free throw line. Team foul number 5 against Langston. 12:29 to go. And the Lions have done one thing that you really wanted to do, and that's cut this second half down by half. We're nearly at the 10-minute mark, and they've really kept Bellevue at bay as Nigel Wilson knocks down a free throw. And Wilson now has 3 points on the night. That misses the second one. Cortez Mosley pulls down that on his side. Cortez Mosley overall tonight has 8, make that 9 rebounds and 15 points so far in this game.
Pretty good stat line.
Kuth hands it off to Dean. Dean stutter step dribble inside to Kuth. Kuth finishes, misses, and then follows and puts back his own shot. So Kuth now onto the scoring column with 2 points on the night. Lead back up to 40. Second timeout called on the floor right now. Lions continue to pour it on, and you really want to say the Lions have just been stunning on the defensive side. I mean, smothering on the defensive side of the ball.
They have. I mean, and that's always been their calling card as a team, is to be very good defensively. And they've been so good, they've pretty much kept Bellevue out of their normal rhythm, and so they've just struggled tonight. They just only have 21 points so far. It's 58-21. You know, you're talking about a 36-point deficit, 37-point deficit, and you know it's just whenever you're controlling a game like that, that means you're doing a lot of things right, Mo.
Yeah, absolutely. 37-point advantage right now for the Lions, and as it is right now, Coach Lucas Gabriel for the Bruins is still trying to get his team to play at a high level and get back to playing Bruin ball. Now they're putting out full court pressure now against the Lions.
Just trying to make something happen.
Across the timeline goes Ronald Mitchell. Mitchell on the left wing. Bounce pass inside to Kuth. Kuth on the box. And then tries to turn it around and shoot, or with the hook shot. Shot's going to be blocked, and he's fouled. Going to be fouled on that play that time by Terrence Kraft.
You know, Kraft kind of bailed Kuth out because he did not really have control of the basketball as he was going up. And he was, was fouled. I don't know if he was going to even make that basket.
11 minutes straight up to go in this contest. And the first shot by Kuth is good. Kuth now with 3 points on the night. You have to look at the night, that how special of a night Cortez Mosley is having. When we start talking about 7 rebounds overall, 2 steals, the young man is shooting 62% from the floor.
Well, he's a 2-time All-Conference, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. He's just simply been outstanding for the Lions in his career here, and is looking to play beyond into the professional ranks somewhere over in Europe.
Ball on the left wing, 7 seconds on the clock, and then going inside and going to draw a contact. Looks like it's going to be Majak Kuth that fouled him that time. No, it's going to be so Lennox.
Yeah.
So G, as they call him.
Yeah, but Jaquavius is, say that 3 times fast, you know.
So the teammate referred to him as G.
They call him G, yeah.
So at the free throw line right now is Laudermill, who back rims that first free throw.
Hey, guys, I stuck my head into the last time out looking at Coach Lucas, and Coach Gabriel actually said to his players, hey, don't let these seniors' last moments on the floor be miserable.
I mean, very true statement. You know, but if you're looking at it from their standpoint, there's a lot of reason for them. As Laudermill missed that shot, rebound by Kuth, gets it over to Lennox, hands off to Mitchell. In the game, 4 of 26 shooting, 15% in the game. 2 of 14 from 3, 14%. And then 11 from 20 from the free throw line. That's 55%.
Not very good.
I mean, it's just ugly numbers all around the way, and they can't find anything good. Shot was missed. Anthony Roy tried to get the slam putback. Shot no good, and they're going to draw a contact and a foul there.
So the good news is that the Bruins are going to the free throw line. They were 9 of 16 from the first half. They got to improve the numbers drastically to get back into this ball game.
Yeah, and they got to do it with the clock stop, I mean, you're bringing up a great point, and something we talked about at halftime. You know, you have to find a way to build off something positive and do it with the clock stop to give you a chance to get back. I mean, it's really 10 minutes to go in this game. And as Bynum knocks down the first free throw, 59-22 is the score.
You know, the mindset has not to win the game, as Coach Gabriel said earlier, but win this possession offensively and defensively.
Right.
And you look up, you'll see the difference.
Yeah, you got to take baby steps sometimes.
5 more subs set to come into the game.
Okay, Bynum misses the second of 2 free throws. And, in fact, on the night so far for Bynum at the free throw line, he'll be 2 of 4, 50% from there. Swinging the ball over to Brown, over to Roy. Roy, again, as the Bruins are in a zone defense right now. Inside, Lennox in the lane, find all this space, turn around. I don't think he thought he was going to be that open. And then DeMonte Brown picks up the loose change and puts it in the basket.
Yeah, Lennox thought he drew the foul, but, again, you got to keep playing. DeMonte Brown did.
On the other end. Strong move and driving to the basket. Nice job by Christian Carter.
Yeah, Christian Carter, went baseline, kissed it off the glass. Nice. He thought he had the foul call. Didn't get it. 61-24. Langston leads.
Working the ball into the lane. Anthony Roy finds a crease, drives inside and
draws the foul.
And draws the foul against number 34, Terrence Kraft.
I mean, he went right at Kraft. I mean, just a huge size difference there. Kraft is a 6'11 senior. And, of course, Anthony Roy is 6'6". And it was chest to chest, and Roy still got the shot off.
Right. So Anthony Roy officially now with the 20-piece tonight.
Wow.
And there's still 9:07 to go left in the game. There is a timeout on the floor right now. You know, and when you start looking at Anthony Roy, I mean, that space in the lane, I mean, we've seen 2 straight possessions in the lane where Bellevue was either late rotating or didn't get over there fast enough. And let me just point this out, because on that last possession, Lennox was there and saw all this open space, took an extra dribble inside the lane and tried to score the ball.
Yep.
And then on the next ensuing possession, Anthony Roy found a crease and took it right to the chest of the big man and got to the free throw line.
It was almost as if Anthony Roy looked at him and saw him and said, I'm coming right at you. And it is like he just challenged him, and he actually converted. 63-24. Roy's going to the free throw line.
Both teams with 7 fouls apiece here. So, you know, Gabriel is pulling out, Coach Lucas Gabriel is pulling out every positive thing he can say to his team to try to will them to compete.
Yeah,
because this is not indicative of what we've seen. Doolittle, what's that timeout like?
So Coach Gabriel tells his kids, hey, just keep playing. Do the things we know that we can do. Just play. Don't make it worse by not blocking out, by doing those things. On the other end, Coach Wright tells his players, hey, we've got a comfortable lead. We're going to play for tomorrow. Don't do anything stupid to cancel yourself out for tomorrow.
Good call there, Duke, because that's wise, because that's the one thing. They're up by 40 now as it's back up to a 40-point margin. Working the ball outside. Up top, ball in the hand now of Carter. Bounce pass over to TJ Fritz. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Ball's not going to be stolen by DeMonte Brown. Brown, 1-on-3. Beep, beep through the defense and then draws contact. Is going to go to the free throw line.
Yep, he's fouled hard as he slides towards the
That's just tough.
wall.
I mean, you had 3 defenders and none of them stopped ball.
No, they didn't. But DeMonte Brown did a really good job of splitting them and kind of making it hard. I mean, as soon as he was able to steal the ball, he was out front, and he's pretty athletic, pretty fast. He's another Division I transfer from Miami-Dade.
So at the free throw line now, Brown knocks down a free throw. On the night, Brown with 6 points. On 3 of 4 shooting from the floor. Knocks it down. So Brown now has 8. Across the timeline now goes Carter. Carter being picked up by Cortez Mosley. 8:34 to go. Screen by Wilson. Carter pulls the ball back. Going to swing it to Grobe in the corner. Carter. 6 seconds on the clock.
Look at this. I mean, just really just keeping away from the back.
And Kuth blocks the shot, but it looks like he might have caught him with the body a little bit.
Yeah.
And they're going to get Majak Kuth with the foul. And, you know, Chris Wright, you know, will tell you about some of the things the team has done wrong overall. But one of the things he's got to be happy about is the persistent defense. Here you are with a 42-point lead, and you're still hungry.
Yeah, you're still pressing Bellevue to the very, very last part, the last 5-10 seconds of that shot clock. I mean, pretty impressive. Again, and I'm looking at the rotation here. Players are getting plenty of opportunity. I think we're going to see probably bench substitution at about the 4-minute mark.
Shot by Carter, back rim's no good. Rebound pulled down by Mosley. Mosley, 2 rebounds away from a double-double. Ball to the left wing. Back up top to Mosley, over to Roy. Back over to Ronald Mitchell, being guarded by Grove. They've switched to man-to-man defense. Roy now has it. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Cutting to the basket, Ronald Mitchell shot.
Misses the rebound. Wow.
Great pass by Majak. He just couldn't finish.
I think Mitchell might have been surprised about how open he was under the basket.
I mean, that would be a surprise. Many Lions have said that as Majak Kuth was going to foul. Terrence Kraft is going to go back to the free throw line.
J. Allen Tober, he's coming to the scorer's table. He's going to check in. More than likely, he's going to sub in for Majak Kuth.
Team foul number 9 against the Lions. So at the 7.5-minute mark, just about. In and out goes the shot by Kraft. So Tovar comes in. Gets his rifle spot on the box. Second free throw is good by Kraft. Kraft just gets his first point of the night. Lions up 66 to 26. Cortez drives inside the lane. Shot is up, shot no good,
but he
draws another foul. Team foul number 9 against Bellevue.
Yeah, 66-26. Bellevue's down by 40.
And again,
and putting Langston on the free throw line.
Exactly, and
that's not a good recipe for success.
As Mosley knocks down the free throw, Cortez Mosley officially now with 22 points on the night. I'm sorry, Cortez Mosley with 16 points on the night. I'm trying to give those points to Anthony Roy. And shot is good there by Mosley. Now has 17 points on the night. Across the timeline now. Hand off to Fritz. Fritz is going to lose it. Mosley's going to throw it back in the backcourt.
DeMonte Brown.
DeMonte Brown Has the ball deflected, and then he scores it. What a play.
Great athleticism displayed by Brown.
But Mosley started all off, jumping out of bounds and throwing it behind his back. Stolen. Toro Dean. Langston still playing hard. Going to swing it over. Up fake. Goes DeMonte Brown with the left hand of the basket, draws contact and back to the free throw line again.
Yeah. I mean, everything that you think that Bellevue should be doing, Langston is doing.
Yeah, Gary, you just mentioned everything right now is coming up for the Lions. They're able to get where they want to offensively. They're imposing their will on the defensive side, and you can start to see the body language of the Bellevue Bruins right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, down 44 points. It's just tough. So now we do that. Ball's going to be substitute. The substitution's coming into the game right now. So, you know, when you're trying to find something, you're going up and down, you're trying to find a combination. I guess I'm looking at this from my standpoint, Gary, like you're shopping for groceries. You're trying to find a combination that will give you some type of energy and some type of momentum.
But when you're down by, you know, as many points as they're down by
it's
now.
It's kind of like looking for what lettuce you're going to put in your salad.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
right.
But I also, too, I'm thinking that more than likely he's probably evaluating players now for the postseason. It's at 6 minutes left. He's down by, gee whiz, so many points. And he right now, you know, Coach Gable's being dominated. He's being dominated. You know, he's probably evaluating players. He's thinking about, you know, what he got, because he's playing pretty much everyone. So he's trying to see what his team is going to look like in the offseason.
Yeah, you're down 46 points.
Yeah.
At the top. Step back shot by Anthony Roy. Front rim's no good. Rebound pulled down by the Bruins. Bynum now has it. Pushes the ball into the front court. Tries to split three players. Throws to the basket. Tovar. Ball's going to get deflected. Now driving inside the lane to the basket. They can't get it to fall that time. Trying to shoot the ball. That was Phillips. And the Lions end up with it. Anthony Roy setting up the offense. Across the timeline now. Toro Dean. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Ball inside. And tries to score it by Tovar. He can't get it, but he's fighting underneath. Missed a couple of them, but finally gets the shot to fall.
Yeah, Tovar looked like he was had a little anger, had a little vinegar in his blood there.
Hey, he was angry. That seems to be a lid on the basket for him tonight.
Yeah. He just said, this ball's getting in here.
Yeah, I watched him on the defensive end. He went to the floor. He got up and hit the floor, had some words to himself or someone coming down the floor and said, give me the ball.
Yeah.
So Mosley picks up a foul on the other end. Both teams with 10 fouls apiece, so double bonus coming. And then back to the free throw line goes Makeem Loudermill.
Yeah.
5:02 to go. Reminder, this is game 1 of 2 here tonight. Coming up next will be the Southwestern Mount Builders hosting the Ava Marie Gyrenes. So Loudermill misses the first shot as we are officially right at 5 minutes to go. So substitution and also getting the first chance, second chance back in the game, but Paul Turner's back.
Yep, Paul Turner was a transfer into Langston from Talladega.
Talladega, yes.
Yeah, he transferred from Talladega.
Loudermill knocks down the shot, 74-27, 4:58 to go. I'll make that 4:54 to go. Working the ball around. To the lane goes Anthony Roy and scores with the left hand. Anthony Roy with 23 on the night.
Yeah. Anthony Roy's just quite the player.
So ball rotating around the top. Trying to find some space to operate. Extending the defense. Chang has it. Back in the hands of Jai, who throws it back out to the hands of Phillips. 5 seconds on the clock. Shot clock, that is. Kicks it to the corner. Loudermill for 3.
Shot clock violation.
Shot clock violation as it draws no iron.
Yeah, the question that I have now, Mo, is how many shot clock violations do you think you've seen tonight? 4?
4.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think 4 is the right number.
I mean, that's impressive to have that kind of team defense.
And still playing at an extreme high level.
Yeah.
So timeout on the floor, sponsored by Tinker Federal Credit Union. Tinker Federal Credit Union's Click Checking is online, easy, and makes your money work for you. Simply use Tinker Federal Credit Union's online services to earn a higher rate on your checking account balance. Tonight's game also brought to you by Super Prep and Belfour Property Restoration. In this game right now, Gary, we've just seen, you know, it's kind of like the Bruins came out through the first punch. The Lions kind of were shocked there for a few minutes, for the first 5 minutes maybe to be intact. But then they performed like the #1 seed they are in dominant fashion, just like they have been all season long, only having a loss to Sagu.
Right.
You know, in Texas.
And that was a perfect storm.
And again, it was a tough night that night for it. But all in all, it's just been one of those nights where the Lions are just being who they are,
yeah,
and really pressing the mark on this game.
I think in this particular game, I think they remembered the Winter Classic game up in Nebraska against Bellevue at their place. And so they really were serious this week. I had an opportunity to visit with Coach Wright. He said the guys had a great week of practice. And so when he says that they had a great week of practice, you know how high his standards are, Mo. He's extremely critical. So I guess we're seeing it now.
Doolittle, anything new?
Hey, Coach, I'm listening to Coach Gabriel here talking to his players here 5 minutes to go. He simply said, guys, what do we have to lose? Let's just go play basketball, block out defensively, turn it into offense, just do those sound fundamental things. We'll be okay.
Going to work now inside, Ronald Mitchell. Trying to finish with the right hand, can't get it to rebound by Loudermill.
One last thing, Coach. He said that's a good team down there, too.
Yeah. No, he's, again, a lot of respect between Coach Gabriel and Coach Wright.
You know, it's interesting. Guys, I'll throw this out there even to you, Doolittle. You know, when you play a team earlier in the year and you only lose by 5, you somewhat feel maybe a little bit of false confidence. Now, grant you, that was a game that played almost 3.5 months ago. So you can say, okay, both teams are different now. Yeah. Both teams are conference title champions now. But can you get false confidence in that a little bit? Is that possible?
Absolutely.
And maybe that caught the players by surprise, Doo?
Well, absolutely. You can always get a false sense of confidence because, again, it's early. When I talked to Coach Gabriel, he told me, listen, I had a whole new roster. I was trying to figure things out in that game. And they've gotten better now. We're trying to put things together also. But Langston is the #2 team in the nation. And it's a tough night for the Bruins here.
And they're #2 for a reason. And then also, too, we know that Bellevue's roster is taking some hits with some injuries. Langston, they suffered some injuries, as you know most teams do during a long season, but they've gotten their players back.
Yeah, and a key player for the Bruins is out tonight.
And without, that presence, maybe that took a little bit out of, as they say, starch out of your collar a little bit, your ability to compete, but your resolve and what this team's identity is. Now, grant you're going against a top-seeded team, but I'm going to be honest, this does not look like the, I want to say the raspy, the resilient Bruin team that has played all season long.
Turner on the rebound.
Turner with the rebound, and now a deep shot from the wing. A three-point shot there attempt is no good by Michael Wright, who's in the game, getting action now. Into the lane goes that is Jaden Phillips, who knocks it, driving down the lane and scores. Near 2.5 to go in this game.
Yep. 2.5, and the Bruins are down by 45.
Ball up top. Sharif Knox going to throw it to Turner. Throws it to the corner. Shot by Lennox.
Short. Rebound Knox.
Back again. Not Michael Wright. That is Turner. Michael Wright was trying to get the rebound, wasn't able to do that this time. So here comes Bynum across the timeline right now. And Bynum goes to the basket and scores it and cuts the lead down to 43.
Yeah, that was a breakdown defensively by Langston. I'm not trying to sound critical. However, breakdowns happen even for the Langston Lions.
And guys, keep in mind that Bynum is a senior. and this could be his last game. Well, it will be his last collegiate game.
And Bynum tonight, I'm sure he would like to finish with double-digit scoring. Has had kind of an off night as he knocks down that free throw. Across the timeline now. Ball nearly stolen by Bynum. Going to swing the ball around. Ball's going to be deflected. And Loudermill was trying to break out. Wasn't able to do that as we're just under 2 minutes to go in the contest. Ball's out of bounds. Whole host of new Lions on the floor right now. You got Charles Gaither on the floor as well as Matthew Cooper in the game right now. Along with Michael Wright, Sharif Knox, and also Paul Turner on the floor right now.
So, guys, the question on the floor now is, was there possession for a full reset on the shot clock? And it was not. Going to 17, short reset.
So, short reset. So, 17 seconds on the shot clock right now for the Lions. Trying to get the ball in the hands of Cooper, and Cooper catches it. Being covered by Bynum to the left wing. Inside to Sharif Knox, who turns and
Nicely
hooks
done.
and drops it in. 78-34, that was nice.
Yeah, it was.
Ball around the right wing, and then Bynum drives into the lane. He's going to get fouled and go to the free throw line. So Bynum will shoot two as both teams are in the double bonus now. Wouldn't have mattered on that one because he had a shooting foul there, Gary. So Bynum trying to knock this down.
Yeah, with 1 minute and 38 seconds left in the game, Lions lead 78-34 over Bellevue.
Front rims that one. Bynum officially has 9 points, and if it's a senior, you at least want to say, I got 10.
Yeah. Just needs to take his time here, find the rhythm.
And the second misses both shots. And are they going to call a foul on the floor? So they're going to call the foul. Yes, go ahead.
I'm sitting there looking right at it. The guy grabbed him, then punched him for the ball, and he's like, that foul's on me?
Loudermill getting called with the foul there. So on the other end,
Knox is going to be shooting too.
Knox is going to shoot it. All right. Knox on the night with 4 points. 8 minutes in the game so far for Knox.
He misses this one.
Misses the first one. So that kind of ends his little perfect run there. He's going to fall to 2 and 3 on that. See if he can recover here. And the second one is good. 79-34. Bynum across the timeline. Bynum going to get it inside. And a nice slam there by Nigel Wilson.
Yeah, that Nigel Wilson did a really good job of drop stepping and a two-hand punching that ball. He had the mismatch on rotation. Much smaller player defending him. Great play.
So out dribbling is Cooper. Cooper gets it off to Turner. Turner. Now hands off to the ball to the hands of Charles Gaither.
1 minute.
Inside, Knox, back over to Gaither. Gaither steps behind the three-point line,
Rims
fires,
out.
shot no good.
Tips out by
Rebound
Turner.
pulled down by Nigel Wilson.
Bellevue has numbers.
And on the other end, nice shot from the short corner as it falls by T.J. Fritz. And a timeout has been called on the floor, 79-38, 45.4 seconds to go.
That's just a rollover substitution timeout as Coach Gabriel takes his last timeout.
Can you explain that rollover substitution timeout, Mo?
So in NCAA 2A rules, the person that calls the timeout has the opportunity just to say, hey, I want to get subs into the game. The difference is if the other team wants to take the full timeout, they can get it.
Okay.
So 41-point margin right now. Ball in the hands of Turner. 22 seconds on the shot clock. 30 seconds on the game clock, just about. And Getting the ball inside to Knox. He throws it back out. It's going to be stolen by Bynum. On the other end, Fritz scores a basket. Fritz now officially with 11 points on the night.
15 seconds remaining.
Shot clock turned off. And the Lions are going to emerge victorious and have punched their ticket into the second round of the Langston Pod here in the Duer bracket, as they will win 79-40. So taking a look at the final numbers for tonight. So Fritz was the high flyer for the Bruins with 11 points. Carter with 1, Wilson with 6, Bynum with 9, then Loudermill with 7, and then Phillips with 6. That's how you're going to get to your 40 points tonight overall for them. And as you start looking at team individualized performances overall, Bellevue was at least able to outscore what they did in the output in the first half when they scored 14 points. They scored 26 in the second.
Right.
As a team, they shot 10 of 36 from the game, 27%, 2 of 15 from deep, 13%, 8 of 33 from the free throw line. Overall, 54% shooting. And then when you look at the rebound percentage overall, Gary, it was down 18 points. So we're going to try and find Doolittle here in just a minute. He's got Chris Wright.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I'm here with Coach Wright. Coach, first off, congratulations on the win. What are your takeaways from tonight's performance?
Yeah, I thought we did a lot of good things tonight. I hated the way our last group finished it. That definitely wasn't up to our standard. And, we played about 30 minutes of good basketball tonight. So tomorrow needs to be 40 if we want to keep playing.
Yeah, so short turnaround. You got the winner of the next game coming up. Have you scouted either of these teams yet, and what are your expectations?
For sure. We've watched a lot of film on them. We're ready to go, whoever we play. Obviously, I think it's two really good teams, two well-coached teams. And so, yeah, we'll need a better performance than we had tonight, that's for sure.
All right, Coach, thank you. Congratulations on the win tonight. Back up to you guys.
All right, thank you, Doolittle. And looking at the team performances overall, the Lions shot 28 of 63, 44% from field goal, 5 of 21 for 3. So maybe that would be an ugly number if you had to look at one, Gary. That's 23% overnight. But how about 18 of 22 from the free throw line?
There you go.
81%. And then you talk about individualized performances for tonight. You had 3 Lions in double-digit scoring. You got DeMonte Brown with 12 points, Cortez Mosley with 17 points, and Anthony Roy with 23. Then you got Ronald Mitchell pouring in 4, Toro Dean with 8, J. Allen Tover with 4, and Majak Kuth with 2, Jaquavius Lennox with 3, and then, of course, Sharif Knox with 5. That is looking at the total scoring of tonight's contest. Your final takeaway before we pick our player of the game.
Well, my final takeaway is this. I think, tomorrow night's game, in order for Langston to be successful and moving forward, they need to start off fast. They can't have these lulls. However, if they do have a lull, they have to play exemplary defense like they did tonight. So, but all in all, well-balanced game for Langston. They did play within their identity. They did extremely well from, the free throw line, and they shot pretty decent from the field, above 50%. They just need to make sure that they shoot a little better from three-point land as they move forward.
All right, so your player of the game tonight.
Well, it's kind of hard to not say congratulations to Mr. Anthony Roy.
Anthony Roy with 23 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist overall in tonight's contest. So when you look at that, he can fill it up on every level. Yeah. He was the engine that would do for the Lions tonight. So Anthony Roy is tonight's player of the game. The Lions move on to the second round that will be played tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. They'll be playing the winner of the second game coming up. That is the Southwestern team from Kansas, the Mount Builders, taking on the Ava Marie Gyrenes. That's all coming up in just a little bit. We're going to take a break, and we'll come back and get you set as pregame for that game will be starting shortly. You've been listening to the first round of the NAIA men's basketball playoff tournament championship, sponsored by Tinker Federal Credit Union.
We excel.
We restore.
Nosotros restauramos.